race course traffic, Charlie X-ray Pars lining up 3-6 and rolling, vacating for North Wanaka. Okay, so it's so good to get back up in the air. It's been a long break. Oh, got a few bumps here today too. It's been probably at least 9 weeks without flying. We got the COVID-19 lockdown, which pretty much grounded all GA aircraft in New Zealand. Unfortunately I had my plane and getting some work done onto it probably about a week or two before we went to lockdown. So that's all done now. I got it back, and I probably had one little flight really. I got it back, but thought to get up and go for a bit of a cruise this afternoon. But yeah, as predicted, there is a bit of turbulence around. Beautiful blue sky, not much cloud around, and the snow on the mountains, but definitely a bit bumpy up here at the moment. So luckily Kristen didn't come for a flight. From all traffic, Charlie X-ray Papa, head of Lake Dunstan 2500, tracking north, switching 120 to 41. Alright, so we might just cut across here. It's fairly bumpy in this basin, so I won't go too far this afternoon, but it's good just to get out, get some shots from the air. There's lots of snow around. I'll climb up a little higher as well. So yeah, as I was saying, the Charlie X-ray was in getting some work done on it before the COVID-19 lockdown. So we're basically getting a new nose fork fitted to take the larger wheels. So we've upgraded the wheels. I think they're a 6.0 by 6 up to now an 8.5 by 6. So quite a bit larger for a little 172 Cessna, which means then we can do rougher strips, rougher landings, beach landings. Lots of more fun stuff like that, and make it a little bit safer and give it a bit more room for error should something be a bit rougher than we expect it to be. And took a little bit more work than was planned to get it done. Basically there's an STC that means that the kit can be fitted legally, and just about every 172 bar the R172K had an STC, so we had to go through a bit of experimental paperwork and test flying and things like that to get it fitted, so it took the extra time. But she's all fitted now, and we'll have to run over that once we're back on the ground. But it'll definitely make this plane far more capable and get into places that we don't normally would take one, which will be quite cool. Looking forward to doing some overnighters and some backcountry stuff. But my training definitely needs to be a bit more before I do start venturing into places like that, because obviously not having my PBL for too long. Definitely need to get a bit more specific training to the backcountry stuff before I get out there just banging and landing on paddocks. But as you can see below us, there's lots of land everywhere and lots of farmers, so hopefully we can get in touch with a few of them and land on some cool places. Okay, so we're joining downwind now. Come back into Cromwell. She's pretty bumpy, but good just to get up and get bumped around a little bit, but just get some air time, which is good. Flying over Highlands at the moment.
Okay, so we're back on the ground now. That was a bit of bumpy up there, and it was as predicted on the forecast today of turbulence pretty much across the lot of the South Island. So I thought I'd get up anyway and just see how these new wheels and tyres go, and not that they affect the flying, but apart from probably taking a little bit of cruise speed out of it, probably lost about 7 or 8 knots cruise speed, but definitely with the landings and stuff a lot softer, a lot nicer. And once we do start venturing a bit more out into the rougher strips and things, it'll be definitely a lifesaver. So you can see probably from behind me here where the actual front end now of the plane, which is the idea of getting the bigger wheels to get the prop further away from the ground, with a tricycle gear plane with a 172. So we're now a fair bit higher. It used to be the oil reservoirs up here where you check the oil. I used to be able to change that or check that without getting up on a ladder. Now I've got no hope. So she's definitely come up good probably 6 inches higher in the front end. Does mean though down the back of the plane, as you can see down there, the back of the plane is quite a bit lower, close to the ground, but that's fine. It does what it needs to do. The other thing we did do whilst those were going on was adding the VGs, the vortex generators along the wings. You'll see them sort of up here. All these things here. Yeah, so basically put those go along the leading edge on both wings and on the rear tail as well, and they basically help with low speed, with your stall speeds, reduce my stall speed probably from about sort of 42-ish, 41 down to about 35-ish, I reckon. So it's definitely improved that hugely. So with those minor changes, or major changes I should say, with those major changes definitely improve the plane to a bit more capable and be far more fun heading out in the back country, beaches, all the things like that around the South Island, which would be very, very cool. So thanks for coming along for a quick flight today. I'll definitely try and get back out there now that we're out of lockdown, and we can definitely get in the air now easily without too much trouble. We'll get hopefully some more flying videos going, and see you on the next one. Cheers.